so smart. I mean, he's the chancellor of Rutgers. My God, that's impressive. And Randall was on The Apprentice. So so here's the thing. To me, the mandate, the biggest question that the next generation must answer is how do you create more black spaces? What does that even mean? What does that look like? Like it's a construction project. It's not something where you get to walk into something that's sort of this pre-built institution. So you don't get that luxury of walking into something that someone else built, but you also get the freedom and the power that comes with building something that's built in your image, that's yours. You get to become what I refer to as an economic god, where literally that organization is built in your image. Just like God made man in his image, you get to make the organization in your image. The Black Business School, for example, is a black space where there is a tremendous amount of black privilege, and it was built in our image. The panther behind my head, that's my grandmother Felicia. That's it's built in our image. And so when I'm in that black space, like right now, I'm in a black space. Right now, we built the space. It took thousands of hours and millions of dollars to develop the network around the world. But we built a black space where there is black privilege. And in this space, I don't feel oppressed at all. There's not a lick of oppression that I feel when I'm in a black space that was built by black people that align with my thinking. When I go into Dr. Ken Harris's National Business League, I don't feel oppressed. That's a black space. You can't walk up in there with no white man microaggression, ain't no arrogant white boy, white supremacy, KKK, none of that. You can't walk in with none of that. I walk into my friend Lamar Tyler's space. My wife went down there and she felt incredibly empowered because it was a black space. So maybe instead of us fighting to get into white spaces and then assuming that white spaces are high places, maybe we should assume black spaces are higher places. Maybe getting closer to them doesn't really get you where you want to get to. Maybe getting closer to yourself gets you closer to God. And in fact, some people think that getting closer to whiteness is getting closer to God, when really sometimes that's getting you closer to the devil. Maybe Farrakhan has a point when he says, you know who the devil is, or the enemy, as he calls it now. So I don't consider white spaces to be high places. I consider white spaces to be white places. Maybe they're higher, maybe they're not. I don't know. I know if I was white, I would probably want to be there for sure. But I also know that I live in a country that has a very complex and difficult racial history, such that when I take my black ass into a white space, I'm not going to get treated like a white boy. No, nor do I ever expect that. I don't get shocked by it. It does. It's like no, that don't. In fact, I'm probably more shocked when you treat me like an equal than I am if you treat me like I'm an outsider. Because I know I kind of think I'm an outsider. I am. I kind of am. So the creation of black spaces requires black attention. It requires kind of a decision. You got to make a choice, right? Because you can't be everything to everybody all the time. Like if I when I married my wife, I chose my wife. I can't marry my wife and then choose another woman at the same time and build a family over here while I'm building a family over there. I'm gonna get diluted. It's gonna be hard, right? The resources are gonna be spread too thin. I chose to build where I stand. And so the same thing is true when it comes to building black spaces or reinforcing white spaces. I think that the goal for black youth that really want to win in this world and truly understand what real power looks like is to put all your energy, all your time into building black spaces. Become economic gods by creating spaces that are in your own image that allow you to be your best self and to be your authentic self and to be rewarded for that. You want to be around people that I'm talking about myself right now, actually, when I compare, for example, working with you versus the wonderful students I taught at Syracuse University. I didn't create that school.